Hi, this is Aaron Russell, head coach of your Richmond Spiders women's basketball team, and you are watching the Legacy Maker Sports Network.
Legacy Maker, the All Sports Network.
Welcome to Commonwealth Sports Talk, Season 6, Episode 3, with your host, Joe Dillard Jr. This week's guest, Carlos Poindexter, Hayfield High School basketball coach and two-time Virginia State champion.
Welcome to Commonwealth Sports Talk. I'm your host, Joe Dillard. We've got a good one for you today. We've got back for the third time, looking like a Lil Wayne type three-peat grind going on. I've got Hayfield's head coach, Carlos Poindexter. How you doing, my man?
Hey, man. As always, it's always a pleasure to be on this platform with you, man. You know, we go way back, so it's always good.
Way back. You know, and that's the best part about this platform thing. You know, this is the third time I've been privileged to have you on my show, so I'm getting pretty lucky right now because both times you've been able to make me look like I know how to pick them, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. I just want to know right off the rip. We want to talk about that journey because last year we were like, man, don't get a hangover, you know, don't have yourself in a situation where you're like, we did it, you know, we've accomplished it. That's good. You know, you was hungry. So explain to me what you thought was the hardest time or opponent or period during last season that you had to overcome?
So last year we had to overcome, you know, we had a couple of transfers that had transferred in. So it was just basically trying to mesh all of that together with the big three that we already had. So, you know, that took a little bit of time. I feel like, you know, us going through a strenuous fall workout program and then, you know, going to go play everybody, it sped it up. So it sped up that process where, you know, by the time the first game started, you know, we were ready to rock and roll. So that was to me that was a big a slight hurdle. The second hurdle is like how you said, a hangover, like, you know, especially for the guys that have been there before, making sure that those guys don't have you know, they had that hangover attitude or mentality and think that, you know, that they can't be beat type thing. So that was you know, just always stressing that to them, like, you know, you can be beaten any day type thing. So, you know, just going the tug and pull with that. And then you said the toughest opponent. Our toughest opponent, was Jackson Reed. We lost to them. So it was a great game. You know, we got off to a great start. And, you know, they fought back and it was back and forth pretty much the whole game. And in the fourth quarter, they made 2 or 3 more plays more than we did. So they ended up getting the victory. They won by 5 points. And, you know, that was our only loss for the year.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to walk backwards on that one. Sometimes your only loss can be the one that is the most hurting one. But sometimes it could be a game that might not be that, you know, but at the end of the day, it definitely hit. And that's something I stress a lot. No matter what journey you take, you're going to have adversity. So like even a champion doesn't have a clean slate of walking ground in front of them.
You know what was crazy? Because like I never really thought about like going undefeated, but like when we got to like 40 and it was like really like 40 straight victories, I'm like, damn, we really got an opportunity to do it. And Jackson Reed was literally like the only game in our way, and we just didn't get it done, man. So that one still hurts a little bit right now.
Stings. That definitely stings. Like, and going backwards again, you're such a big advocate of the process. I wanted to give you your love on that. Being a big advocate of the process, saying that those fall games sped it up the process, and your boys feel a sense of urgency a little faster with people coming in and just trying to understand how to get that chemistry flowing. I just wanted to throw the flowers because you had mentioned that multiple times. If you go back and listen to you, you've always been an advocate of how people need to get their bump, whether if it's in New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia. You just want to make sure you're getting these kids opportunities to get big time games, and I commend you for that, my man. So
yeah, man, I will say I'll toot my own horn for that, and that only is that I'm one of the few that really goes out here and tries to play any and everybody and anywhere, and it helps our guys get better. So I'm gonna continue doing it until I can.
And speaking of that, like, it's such a prominent opportunity for teams to get considered as a national powerhouse, just based off of resume, and that's usually how you do it: resume and selected wins that are big time versus a top 25, or just having notable wins in tournaments. So having a game where you get an opportunity to face another state champion, as in Woodside, like, how big is that for the state in regards to bringing like notoriety for these kids to be seen? And how big is it for these fans to understand what they're about to witness? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So, we're going to run this game back. We played versus Woodside last year. We ended up winning by maybe 7 points. Great game.
Yeah, but you were a state champion that was returning, and he was on the verge.
He was on the verge, exactly.
Yeah, so it was like totally different situations, which is still warranted for a great ass game, which it was.
Yeah, the big thing is for I guess for us, and like why Hayfield wanted to play versus Woodside was that they have 5 Division I prospects, and I want to make sure that they have the prospects, and I feel like we have the guys. So let's go out and play and compete and see what happens. But you fast forward
about you, Poindexter. That's what I've always liked about you, Poindexter. Continue.
You fast forward to now. We're both state champions. I lose my top 6 guys, but I bring back a whole bunch of guys who are hungry and ready to go compete and make names for themselves. So now it's about going out and do it. So
first of all, let me interrupt you and help you out with yourself on this one. So after winning 1, yes, you're right. That process is immense. It's important. It's like good. But you won 2, okay, back to back. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you win 2 back to back? If your name, if your word, if your process ain't gold by now to these kids, then I don't understand what they're doing there. It's almost like you can give them a collegiate approach for the betterment of their student academic career at Hayfield. So I like how this is developed into something. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
You've got a good engine running, and I just don't see it really stopping anytime soon. But we only focus on 1 year at a time.
Yeah.
So how hard is it to select the schedule? Like, okay, let me just give you the yin and the yang. You remember when you used to just try to fill the schedule, you know what I'm saying, with these teams and stuff like that? Now you getting calls every other day, like, should I push out of a game here? Like, how do you determine
it's
schedule up? Like, how hard is that?
It is hard. So it's hard because, one, like, you're trying to play the best available opponent that you could possibly play. And, you make calls, you shoot text messages out. And, I guess for what we've done, like, a lot of people have left me on red, haven't responded, or they've said that they couldn't make it work for whatever reason. So those games are getting harder and harder to get, where probably 5 years ago, I probably would have been able to get those games. So, like, it sucks in a way that I'm not able to get the quote unquote marquee match. Like, I would love to play O'Connell or go play who's another top team, Gonzaga. Go play Gonzaga. I would love to play one of the top WCAC schools.
I want to tell you that you're Top Dog Entertainment right now. So what Top Dog Entertainment should do is think about his national level number and to go play teams at that similar national level, even if it's South Carolina, just one trip, at least once. West
Didn't
Virginia,
go right.
just one
Man,
time.
I tried to get into one of the Christmas tournament
Mm-hmm.
where it has a lot of them, but they told me that they said it's a wait list,
It's okay.
and so it is what it is. But
It's okay.
I'm gonna continue to try.
And I'm going to give my other third coach that I had on here as a state champion. John Marshall also just sat and just rode that process out as well until they demanded the respect nationally.
Yeah.
So essentially, this is something that is a part of the process. I think of the greats like Brunswick with Stiff having his great 6-7 in a row, but 1-4. It's just different processes for everybody. But at the end of the day, it's something that goes unheard of every year. You don't see it normally.
Another thing is, like, I guess I don't have, and this is me understanding the game, I don't have a top 100 type of player on my team. So that, if I had one of those type of guys, I think it would be easier for me to get, one of those type of environment, one of those type of games where it's versus another top opponent like that. You know how, like, John Marshall last year, they played versus the Boozer twins, and then that put them onto the national scene.
Yeah, in 19 they played against Sierra LeBron.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they've been. That's what I'm saying. They've been slowly like getting names in the thrown in there every so often, and it doesn't really matter that they're a small school from Richmond. It matters that they're a powerhouse.
Right.
That's something that you're on the cusp of trying to accomplish with a three-peat. So like that doesn't come often, but talk to me about that cupboard, man. We talked about that last time, and we knew that you had some reliable soldiers coming back. And this year now it's going to be almost like a new version of something. And I don't want you to soil your you know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do, but I'm trying to understand, how is the style going to be the same? Or do you anticipate change? Do you just think that you've got the machine capable enough for kids to come in and do the things that are necessary?
So I feel like our style, I am who I am. We're still going to guard, still going to play man-to-man defense, try to get after you. That's what we do. Offensively, it might be a little bit of switch because I have a big kid that's
change almost every 4 games.
Yeah. So I got a 6'8" kid in the post who's getting better and better every day. A kid named Owen Pottenberg moved here from Florida. Didn't play that much last year, but now he's getting better. He's getting some recognition for the things that he's been doing on the court up until this point. And I felt like I gotta nourish that a little bit more, and I want to see him continue to grow. And I think it's going to help us become a better team as well, because like I have a lot of good shooters. But we got to throw that ball down there to the big fella a little bit to let him eat some, and I think it'll open up our guys a little bit more. So that's going to be a different approach than what we've done in the past, at least the past 3 years.
I love it though. It's just the option for playing for what, or coaching to what you have. Obviously,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I got to, man. I got to. Again,
not everybody thinks that.
Shooters. You got a bunch of shooters and you got a post guy, so you gotta mix it up. I gotta have some type of balance.
Absolutely, you do got to have balance. That's something that goes without question, especially in big time moments and big time games.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you felt the first title winning versus the second one. Like, okay, so you're on the cusp and you're like, man, I'm about to do it. This is possible. Yeah. Then bam, you're one time. But on the second time, you're like, when the time's ticking and you're starting to realize it's happening. Take me through that and how it was.
Yeah. I tell you, so for the first one, just because it was the first one, and I was probably a little bit more stressed when it came to that. Us being undefeated, number one, and then number two, I feel like I had the whole city on my back because no one, there hasn't been a championship ever won at Hayfield. So like once you get down to that nitty gritty and you're there, it's like you feel, you kind of feel it. And man, and when we won, man, there's a whole bunch of pictures on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, showing me crying, bawling my eyes out, man. Because
I remember
it was just like it was an amazing feeling to finally get it done. And then that's my high school, so it's like I was the one able to bring that championship to the Hayfield community. So I felt all that come off my shoulders, basically. And so that's how that was for the first one. For the second one, it was like I was playing with house money, man. So we taking one game at a time. We having fun with it. We did a documentary this year. The guys Dillard, man, they made it even more fun for us. Like there was no stress involved in this second go round. Just going out, compete, have fun, put on a show. And then at the end of the day, when it's time to win a championship, let's go win the championship. So that's how it was. It was like, yeah, we did it again, man. We ran it back.
Wonderful, wonderful. So like one game at a time this year, obviously.
Yeah, man. One practice at a time.
One practice at a time. I love it. So we're locked in. And that's the growth that you just get more attentive to detail every time, don't you? Like,
yeah. Oh, 1,000%. And it's so different from like the group that I have now is just so different from the group that I've had the past 3 years.
Absolutely.
And but it's good though. Like you're rejuvenated in a different way.
It almost gives you an advantage again because they don't know exactly what they're going to be in store for as an opponent.
Exactly. And I'm trying to like put this game onto them, and it's like tug and pull with these guys because they think it's their time, and it is their time. But we got to do it the right way. We got to approach the game the right way. Still do things how we've been doing it to make us successful. And you can't deviate from those steps and the process of grinding throughout this whole fall. Like I've kept everything the same that we've been doing for the past 3 years. On the fall tip, I've kept it the same. We go out, still continue to go play everyone, and you see the good and the bad of it. Like our guys, we played a couple of teams who have probably been better than us, and it's shown because like we're not there yet. But I love it. I love the fact that we're not there yet because I know that we're going to work. We have somewhere to work to, so that we can be ready once February, March comes back around. So I'm loving it, man. I'm loving this process. I'm loving our guys. They are trying and they're giving it 110%. We just got, our coaching staff got to mold them correctly so that when it's showtime, be ready to go.
Is there anybody on roster going for a three-peat?
Yeah. So I have a kid named Sean Burton. He's 2024 senior. He's been on varsity since he was a sophomore. Another kid named Ryan Payne, been on varsity since he was a sophomore. So both of those guys have gotten 2 rings. There might be and Andy Ramirez, who is our best player, who's our best player now. He's going to be going for a three-peat.
I saw him. I saw some highlights. I've been paying.
Yeah, he's came into his own, man. He's really arrived. I'm looking forward to him having a great year this year, and I think he will. He's been playing phenomenal so far this fall, and getting some Division II love. Hopefully an offer comes to him, before it's all said and done. Because he's a kid from Dominican Republic, and so he's the international student basically. So he's not gonna get no financial aid, nothing like that. So we gotta, he gotta play his way out. He gotta play his way on to somebody's scholarship level.
Keep plugging the news in. Keep plugging that news in because that's how it is, and he absolutely has to thrive and hopefully get an opportunity to be a winner in a collegiate eye of any coach that looks at him.
Correct.
Along with being able to accept multiple roles.
For sure.
It's guaranteed. So I don't think that should be taken lightly. But with those 3 kids, I'm going to ask probably with 2 questions left. Cocky, confident, arrogant. Very fine line. Fair line, cocky, confident, arrogant. So how can those 3 display confidence yet make sure it's not perceived as cocky and rubbish as arrogant to their opponent? How can that walk look? Do you see?
I think they can just display confidence in the way that they play the game and how they approach it. I feel like there's no need to be talking, man. We're just gonna go out here and compete and let the score do the talking. And I think like these 3 guys, they've been just role players, and like now it's their time. So I think that they're going to do it, and they're going, they've seen how the guys did it before them, and I feel like they're going to do the same exact thing. It's just their time to play 25 to 30 minutes a game versus them playing 5 to 10 minutes a game. So
100%.
to me that's the biggest difference.
I love it.
And they just gotta go show and prove, and hopefully they will, and I think they will.
So Sean, Ryan, and Andy, please, I'm telling you right here, lead by example, gentlemen. Lead by example, because that is the best way for everybody to understand the culture that has been built out there, getting some bump out there in Alexandria, Fairfax, everywhere up 95. He just said, I'll take that 95 ride this year.
Right.
So I'm gonna leave it on you, man. Give me what you got. Any shout outs, information, some love. What you got, man? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I told you about Andy. I think that was a big one to get out
Absolutely.
there about his international status.
How tall is Andy?
He's 6'4".
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, 6'4", guard, 3-and-D type of guy. Sneaky, athletic. Can shoot the ball very well, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he does this year. I envision him being a Player of the Year candidate for our district. Hopefully that holds true and that happens for him. But I'll shout out a couple other guys. So we have two brothers that moved in from Florida last year. It was unable to play. They moved here in January, but it was unable to play. But they practiced with us, and like now they're starting. Yeah, they can let it fly. They let it fly. Both of them are coming. They're starting the process of really understanding how I am as a coach, and I've gotten a chance to coach them up through some of the stuff in the fall that I've seen that I feel like they need to get better at, and they they're workaholics, man. They be in the gym. Aaron McFarland, Alex McFarland, and Andy, all three of them, man. They be in the gym, and they're probably in the gym right now. It's about 9:50. They probably leaving right now. So shout out those guys, and then I got a young boy named Phoenix Card, sophomore.
Yeah.
I'm looking for him to have a big year this year.
Phoenix was out in the circuit doing big things.
Yeah. He had a good summer, especially the July period.
Very well.
And then Parker Cage, who I've had the older brother, I've had the middle brother, and now he's the youngest one. And he's coming into his junior year. He's
ain't go to school with their daddy?
Nah.
I'm just trying to see how far the route go back. You an alumni, man. I gotta show that love to the hometown. I mean, damn. Right.
Yeah, but I'm looking for Parker Cage is coming to his own right now, and he's going to be a starter for us. And it's big things, man. I'm liking the group that I have. Even for the guys that I probably haven't mentioned, they'll get their shine when it's due. But I love the nucleus that we have, and hopefully we sometime in March we holding up a third trophy.
I think that's going to be an opportunity that is presentable. It's going to be obtainable, and you have that cupboard that I was talking about ready with a lot of weaponry, and it's just carving it how you want to carve it. And I think that's gonna be the best fun that you was mentioning earlier, and that's going to be awesome, man. Like
I'm looking forward. I'm like really like looking forward to this year. I'm hoping that our guys play with the enthusiasm that I need them to play with, so that because you're going to get everyone's best shot. They like
talked about that.
Everybody's gone. Oh, it's our turn. It's our turn. Like that's how everybody's approaching. Maybe it was a fall league game he played. I think we lost the fall. I can't remember what the team.
They stormed the court. We talked about it.
Yo, they was storming the court. I'm like, yo, it's fall league. What is going on? But it is. Hey, we built that reputation that is if they get a victory versus us, they get a victory versus us, no matter when.
That's what the standard means when you've gotten to that point.
Yeah,
I remember.
I love it though because it makes it. I love it though. I love it. So I'm just looking forward. I'm looking forward to it, man. We'll see what happens, man. You got hopefully you can make it out to a game.
Yeah, I've got downtime now.
Hey, are we at Patriot? I think we play Patriot. So we play Patriot. I know you still live out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know the day, do you?
I think it is January 20th.
Okay, that's perfect. January is enough time for me to prep for that one, but I'll be there December 15th or 16th as well.
Yeah, December 15th, 16th, one of the I can't. It's either Friday or I think
Coach Wells guaranteed me a front row seat, so I'm gonna hold him to his word.
For sure. Yeah,
I
I
might
can't
get
wait.
there for shoot arounds for Christ's sake. I got a flexible schedule now. I ain't coaching no ball, so this is like,
Yeah,
why not?
right. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait, man. You know, we got a couple of good games, man. We play Woodside, we play Patriot, we play South Lakes, who's probably the #1 Virginia 6A team, and then we got John Marshall back on the schedule this year. You know,
you got him on there.
Yeah, we didn't get the game last year how we needed to have the game, but that's another story.
Another story, boy.
But you know, we gonna play them. We gonna play them at Virginia State, man. You know, at the alma mater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, February 3rd.
February 3rd, man. I might have to follow you a couple games and see how that all happens, man.
Yeah, and then we got Woodson too. So those are pretty much like our non-conference games. We play Gwynn Park from Maryland. They got the boy that just committed to GW. So I mean, we got a little bit of heavy hitters on our line.
Well, that's what's necessary, because here's what I think is the inside scoop on Coach Poindexter world, is that when I was a coach at Bruton High School, it was in the Bay Rivers District. And so that was where I went to high school at Tab. They were in the Bay Rivers District. So teams, familiarity, the district, everything back in my head. Point guard, I played it back in my head. So in 2 years, I was like 30-4 in the district.
Yeah, I remember, man.
Took over a front runner that was Grafton, winning, getting deep in the tournament every year. No Moss. And that is the familiarity of being there at your alma mater, or in my case, in the district. But that is something that you can't. Every coach doesn't have that opportunity of having that. So I think that's a great advantage. I think if I was, real ruggish and thuggish about this, I would give you the Suge Knight quote and be like, if y'all don't want to be with the producer all on your video, you know what I'm saying, or where, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, though? Come to, you know what I mean? Like, that's how, you've been so laid back, realistic, still want the bump, same process.
Yeah.
Not a changed guy. Like, I'm good with it, bro. I saluted Commonwealth Sports, saluted Legacy Maker Sports, saluted.
Man, I appreciate you. You already know.
Coverage now, man. I think it's that time.
Man, I want to say something too, man, because just like since I have this platform to talk, like, people think that I be trying to recruit their kids, this, that, and the other, man. I don't say not one thing to these kids. I coach whoever comes in the building. If they want to come play for me, they want to come play for me. I have nothing to do with any of those things. I coach the kids that come in, and we're gonna get to it. If they want to come, that's a conversation that y'all have. I always keep it 100 with all the coaches, with whatever was going on, and yeah, man, I just wanted to make sure I say that, because I've been hearing a lot of BS lately about that.
No. I'm gonna co-sign for you. So in the AAU circuit, what happens when Takeover starts winning? Or hold on, remember back in the day, DC Assault, and they were dominant and everything, and then they had a little fumble, so somebody else had to cream and rise.
Right.
Somebody did, you know what I'm saying, with Takeover. But essentially in AAU circuit, it's a watered down effect. Everybody wants to play for that A team,
right?
A minus team, that A minus team, that B plus team.
Yeah.
And you have so many kids. As you are a big advocate, longtime advocate of public schools, you have kids leaving to go private in the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
6'6" sharpshooter Grant Polk from Gainesville left and went to go private. Reclass. Yeah. I'm not mad at him. Man got to make a decision for the betterment of his career. But that is what we're talking about when we say that you have to be able to appeal to the kid, almost like a collegiate coach with an NIL deal, and say, this is why we're in here. And when you're winning, what do you think parents who be just moving kids at the drop of a dime here, there, because they're money long and all that? It's a different world, guys. I think people need to understand some things about. I've been blessed to be in all three circuits. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. You have.
I don't think they move as much in the 804. I think it's more like you get them when they're grooming, and you see the development, and that's how it's supposed to be, because it's kind of like how international stuff is with soccer. Okay, you get a kid at 8, 9, 10, you put them in your club, let them rise. And I'm trying to understand the 757's dynamic again, because I've been so removed, but at the same time, it's home. It's the same concept. Them kids grind out there. So, like, if you get enough grinders that grew up together playing Pee Wee ball, you're in trouble. you're in trouble.
Right.
I don't even care which school it is. You're in trouble. And that's the concept that happens. And we still happen to have elite athletes come out of that smaller pothole than the pothole that's in Northern Virginia. And so Northern Virginia, it's got all 6A schools, as we mentioned, and, 3A, 2A, 4A, 5. You got to pay attention to the changes.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't thinking about nothing but 6A ball up here. And I mean, there's
Right.
about
That's all we think about for real.
exactly like 4 or 5 sprinkles of 3 and 4As out here, like
Yeah.
private land. Like
Right. Facts.
But so yeah, man. So going back to that man's coaching career, like I'm gonna give another guy credit. Like I'm gonna give Rivers credit. I'm just gonna be honest. I know the story. I know the scoop. When you have options, I grew up with mom and dad there. When you have options, you know what I'm saying? That is all there is to it. When you already have a career set for you, then what else do you want? I think that boy's a winner, and that's why he wanted to go win. I mean, there's so much that changed there. Why would you want to just be like, I'm going to finish it out? No, you probably already are the leading scorer and all that mess, but like, why not? So like, I'm not mad at that, but like I had made a comment or two, and all I meant by that was like, if you're gonna have this great lineup that I see you have, I just want to make sure I see you at the dance again, because you should have that taste in your mouth. And ain't no ammunition I'm trying to give them. I just like to see the cream of the crop rise, and they're a good team right now, so that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna rise, or they're just gonna be regional champs, because I don't really see them being interrupted in the region, but I just don't know how the state tournament goes, and that's kind of the same case for y'all. The region is got some hitters, but you know them, and it's like when you get out of the region, it's like not familiar. Are they hot? Are they not? Which tape did I get? Did I get the early one when I didn't see them? It's a lot of gameplay going on past James.
Yeah, for sure.
So
and shout out to Sherm, man. Me and Sherm, we talk a lot about they're playing different teams. We kind of like have ran with the like same type of schedule format to try to play some of the best teams. And now my guys graduated. He still has his returning guys, and then he added Tay Barber. So I'm pretty sure that they're looking to have another chance to play for a state championship, man. If they ain't playing us, I wish them the best of luck. But if they playing us, we gotta get that W.
And that's what I was avoiding conversation-wise, but not really avoiding. I kind of made it look like that on Twitter with him, where I didn't pay attention to him being a runner-up last year, because to me, I'm just being honest, and I really respect every bit of Patriots program, but it was a foregone conclusion that Hayfield was going to win the state title last year, and I was saying that in my mind probably about 2 months before the state playoffs. And I'm not disrespecting Patriot, because Patriot did everything they were supposed to do. They overcame that hump of getting, shunned by this weird ass system where you play a team 4 times, and like, come on, man, like just 5 times. I mean, you win 4 times, and then it's like again, like, and this one's come on. So
for the Marvel, this one for all the Marvels.
Exactly. So I had a lot of empathy for them in that regard, but at the same time, like, you must dominate by any means necessary. And that's just what I've learned too through the process. Like Stiff told me one time in the state tournament, he won a game 26-22. I said, man, what, why? He said, yo, just to get to the state title game. If a team don't want to play the right way and they want to sit in the zone, I will slow it down and get my 2 points every 2 minutes, and they will have to score on us fresh. I was like, because it is 94 feet. Some people don't play 94 feet, but 3 times a year. So I was like, that's why those games are low. I always wondered about that when you look at these title games from the past and everything. Like, it's about winning, bro. It's not about
especially when you get there.
You ain't out there. I get it, 80-something possible possessions in a game, but you don't go 80 possessions in a state title game without thinking every possession.
Right.
So had that, be whatever any necessary. But I appreciate your time, my brother.
Man.
Have a blessed season this year. Everything goes well. You get the journey that you need. Those boys get the lessons they need, and it's a great experience for y'all, man. But appreciate you coming on Commonwealth Sports Talk, man.
Hey, thank you so much, as always, man. You already know.